Morning guys, welcome to today's edition of Gunner Talk. Just going to crack on, not going to mess about. Questions, obviously there wasn't one yesterday, I was a bit too busy, so it's carrying on from that. A silly one I keep hearing is this club versus country battle. I don't understand why it's an issue myself. I don't mind what side of the fence you sit on, just don't badmouth somebody for being of a different opinion. I love Arsenal, I love my country, proud Englishman, proud Arsenal fan. I can't split the two. To say somebody's not an Arsenal fan or not a true Arsenal fan because they're supporting England with a team that's got Spurs players in it is completely ridiculous. I'm not Gareth Southgate, I don't pick that there's Spurs players in it, so your argument's null and void for me, because if there was no Spurs players in the team you'd be alright with me being an England fan and cheering us on. So I don't really get that one. At the end of the day, I look at it pretty simple and straightforward. I don't live in the Emirates, I live in England. I chose to be an Arsenal fan, didn't choose to be English. So for this month and a bit of next month, I'm an England fan. When the World Cup's over, I'll go back to hating Harry Kane and Dele Alli and whoever else. So it's a silly one for me. Another one I get a lot is a Manc Arsenal fan. How stupid's that? You can't be like that. You can't have it where all the Arsenal fans geographically live near the Emirates. Don't work like that. Some of the fans have to come from different areas. We can't all fit in the Emirates at once. There's only 60,000 in there, so the demand is way over what fits in the ground. So it's stupid for me, and I think you've got to give some credence to foreign football. I mean, it's alright for me, I live in Manchester, it costs me a lot to travel up and down a few times a year to watch the games, but I don't have to stay up till 2 in the morning, but I appreciate what it takes. I'm a big basketball and NFL fan, I have to stay up till silly hours in the morning to watch it live, so I have nothing but respect for foreign fans who stay up all night to watch it and get a glimpse of the team live. And I think you've got to show them some respect. That takes more dedication than it does walking 200 foot down the road to the Emirates. So the geographical thing for me makes absolutely no sense, and on the club versus country debate as well, it just holds no sway with me at all. Support who you like, as long as you're not Spurs over Arsenal or another club team over Arsenal. I don't give a care what nation you're cheering on and whose team's players play for it, so it's a load of balls in my opinion. Next one, just little transfer rumours at the minute. Banega and Pavon, I know we have genuine interest in. The whole Banega thing, it seems like a shrewd move for the money it would cost, and he'd fit straight in. I don't think the guy would want guaranteed first team. I think he'd be happy to be switched in and out as part of a system. As I've said previously, I don't think anybody will be a guaranteed starter next year. I think you'll have to play for your position and prove that you deserve it on merit. The only sticking point with that one, I think, is going to be convincing him and his family to move away from Sevilla, and I think Sevilla have acted, from what I've seen this morning, last night, to offer him a bigger role there to get him to stay, so that's up in the air at the moment. Pavon, I know we've inquired about him, I know there's genuine interest. Whether that leads to us making an actual bid and trying to convince the player to come, I don't know. On the other transfer news, it's a bit slow at the minute. I think we're more trying to wrap up what we've already done than start off something new. I think we're probably putting out feelers, but we've got nothing concrete at the minute. So that's that out of the way, transfers at the minute. Torreira, again, you guys know I'm pretty sick of talking about him, and in my opinion he's been a gooner for over a week. Yesterday, his first proper World Cup appearance, so for a lot of you it's your first chance to see the guy firsthand. I've seen him play before, but I didn't know he was a gooner at the time, so I wasn't paying a huge amount of attention, to be honest. So now I do know he's a gooner. Watching him yesterday, great, exactly what I expected, and exactly what we need in my opinion. Tenacious little so-and-so, like I described him the other day as a little Jack Russell. When the post comes through the door, just all over it, and that's what he does. But what else I noticed yesterday is positionally he's very, very good. He sits very deep, and he allows the play to go beyond him from the wing backs. He also allows his other midfield members to press on and play their game. So I've got nothing but excitement for this guy coming through the door. I know a lot of you weren't convinced when I was telling you this guy's signed already. News came out last night that the Sampdoria guy has now said he's gone. I told you that the other Sampdoria guy had told us that last Friday, that he'd already left. Like I said, the guy's not in a black hole in Quasar somewhere. He's obviously got a club. People saying, oh well, United and Chelsea are interested. They've already sold him. The guy has told you that. He's on social media, following Arsenal accounts, liking things Arsenal, he's talking things Arsenal. He's an Arsenal player. Chill out. Enjoy him at the World Cup, like I said the other day. Get a real good glimpse of what we're going to get in a future little pitbull in that centre mid. And cheer him on for Uruguay if your team isn't in it, your nation, whatever. And just enjoy watching him and get excited for what we're going to get in the future. Also, something I've got to give him some credit for is he only came into that Uruguay team yesterday. He's only had a handful of caps that I'm aware of. And look at the respect that he's given from his fellow professionals, fellow countrymen in that team, in the way that they were letting him take corners, they were letting him take free kicks, and he looked a bit of a dead ball specialist, which is something I didn't know much about him. Like I say, in the games I'd watched him play last year, I didn't pay that much attention, so I didn't notice that he was taking corners and free kicks. That's definitely another weapon in our, excuse the pun, Arsenal, as I don't think we've got that at the moment. So that's another bonus. So I'm really chuffed to see this guy in the door. Soyuncu is another one. Now, I said to you in one of my previous Gunner talks that someone was lying. What he was saying, his agent, and then the club, Freiburg, didn't add up, and it was obvious someone was telling a porky. Now, it's come out yesterday that his agent said they've had no talks with us at all, nothing's been agreed. And to me, it's all just the player talking it up. He wants the move and he's talking it up big style. But there's obviously no concrete truth in it at the minute. I think we are genuinely interested, and I think Sven's a big fan, but I don't think we've actually acted on it yet. And like I pointed out in a previous Gunner talk, I don't think we're sure yet what we're going to do at centre-back. I don't know if we're going to let an older guy go or a younger guy go, or bring in an older or a younger guy. I mean, do you spend, if you let one centre-back go, do you spend 35 million euros on a young kid, or do you spend 10 million sterling on a Benatia, who you know exactly what you're going to get, rather than having to chisel a rough diamond? So I'm still up in the air about that. Don't really care which one comes in, as long as we bring one in, and if we bring one in, one goes out. And I'm still so indifferent on who that is as well, so I apologise for the siren, that's just Manchester for you. So yeah, I'm still cool on the centre-back thing. I can see us definitely doing something, I'm just not sure what at the moment. Another one I was asked, VAR, what's my opinion on VAR? VAR, VAR, whatever you want to call it. I think it works well. I've not seen a chink in the actual system itself, just in the personnel that's carrying it out. Like yesterday, the Iran penalty, for me it wasn't a penalty. I think it was very harsh to give it, but that was down to the referee. And this is where my issue is with it. I don't believe the referee should be the one going to a monitor. There needs to be some sort of different system. So just to give you an idea of maybe my thoughts, I think where you have sort of 4 personnel in this van checking out the cameras, I think they should put maybe double that. Say there's 10 of them in there, all looking at a different monitor, different angles of things at the time. It should go across everything in the game, a little elbow off camera or whatever. It doesn't have to be what's directly going on with the play. So I think these guys should be a team of 10 of them maybe, all at head office somewhere, each game as it comes along, they're watching, something happens, and then what they do is they tell the referee, right, just give us 30 seconds while we just look over something and discuss it. They go away, the guy who's pulled it up on his monitor that's seen the incident, he says, right guys, have a look at this. Then as the 10 of them, as a board, they vote on the incident, whether it is or isn't, whatever the indiscretion is. They vote, and that consensus is what gives the decision. I don't believe that should then again be down to the referee, because then it's coming down to human error again. So the system of VAR can work well, but not if the referee's slightly incompetent or nervous maybe. That was a big call for him to give last night, because those groups, if you were watching, were changing, fluctuating like mad. And I think maybe the pressure just got to him a little bit, and that is the issue for me with it. So for me, I don't think it should go back to the referee. I think it should be something decided in the background, and they just tell him the answer. Look, ref, we've decided, 8 out of 10 of us have said that's a penalty, it's a penalty, give it, yellow card to this player, blah de blah, whatever the scenario is. So I'm a fan of VAR. People saying, there's been way more penalties. There's not been more penalties, they're just being correctly given for a change, and there could have been more. I mean, in the first England game, there could have been 2 definite stonewallers in that game. So I've got nothing but good things to say about it. you know, you can't live in the past. We've all got to get with the future. This is here and it's here to stay. It's not going to go away. So get on board with it and stop bad mouthing it all the time, because you just, in my opinion, you come across as a bit of a dinosaur. So just get on board with it. That's it for the burning issues, really. Yesterday I didn't have any prediction. I was a bit too busy, so I didn't have a chance to do anything. So I'm just going to go over today's games in the World Cup. Australia, Peru. Tricky one. I'd struggle to pick between the two, to be honest. Peru aren't playing for anything, but they've got talent, so it's a tricky one. I'm just going to say both teams to score. I think maybe they've both got enough to get one. Maybe they both won't. Australia are going to have to go for it if they want to see themselves as going through. You know, depending on other results, but they've got to get the 3 points. So I can see them pushing hard, maybe leaving them a bit exposed at the back. I think they've shown me enough at the moment that they'll get a goal. So both teams to score in that one for me. Denmark, France, another one. France haven't looked particularly convincing. Denmark look alright. They've got a couple of pretty talented players. Hate to say it, Eriksen's decent. So that's another one. It could go either way. If France pull it together, they could beat them 7-0, but they just don't look like that team at the minute. I'm sure they're going to stick with Giroud again, because they looked a different team, playing with a proper spearheading him and playing off him. Griezmann loves it as well, because he knows what Big Ollie's going to do. So I'm going to go both teams to score in that one again, I think. You're going to notice a bit of a theme in a minute. Here's the odd one out. Iceland, Croatia. Iceland really disappointed me last time out. I thought they had more than enough to get a result against Nigeria. Fair play to Nigeria, they fully deserved it. Didn't see Musa starting, he did, and he made the difference. In that one, Croatia far too strong for me. They might make a few personnel changes which might make my prediction look a bit stupid, but I only see Croatia winning this 2-0. So unless they give away something appalling or there's a wonder goal, Croatia 2-0 for me. Last one, Nigeria, Argentina. I said it against Croatia last week. They're woeful. They're appalling for the amount of talent they've got. People saying to me Messi carries them. He shouldn't be. It's just poor coaching. I mean, I said even if you don't look at the defence and the goalkeeper position or centre mid, if you play Messi in the 10 role and you have the likes of Dybala and Di Maria out wide, and you know 2 of the 3 of Icardi, Higuain, Aguero up front, shouldn't matter how badly you coach. That's enough talent to be getting the W's and getting 3 points. So I'm not willing to give Argentina any excuses. And if Messi's carrying them, then they need to have a long hard look at themselves as a nation, because that's just a shambles. Most other nations would scream for that front 5. So not having it. Nigeria, they made me eat my words last game. I said I was rooting for them, but I didn't think they'd have enough up front to put one in the onion bag. If Musa starts again, I think they've definitely got enough. They've definitely got enough incentive in this game, so both teams to score again. The hashtag now is changed to hashtag GunnerTalk, so if you've got any questions, fire them at that to me on Twitter or in the comments below. And just please keep retweeting, sharing, spreading the love, and I'll keep trying to bat away your questions, guys. Take care, have a beautiful day in the sunshine, and enjoy the World Cup.